we're going to turn this 1500-year-old artifact into a beautiful knife. Now, my friend over at Pen and Pen Blades, we were talking about this and we thought it'd be kind of cool for us to do a traveling knife. I make one, he reviews it, and then he sends it on to the next person. So, do me a favor whenever this video's done, hop on over to Pen and Pen Blades and see what he thinks about it. Now, let me give you a little background on this stone here. This stone is called a German Saber Agate. It's actually a 1500-year-old artifact, and it's copper runoff from when they were used to make their tools and things like that. But we'll get a little deeper into this once we start to get all the cutting. Now, I also have to thank my wife. She's the one that got this German Saber Agate for me. And we'd had some in the past, and I'd really loved it, but I really have to thank her for this. Also, our first step is going to be to cut these scales off of this buck knife. It's a pretty easy process. Just use the Dremel cut-off wheel and cut them right off. And if you like anything to do with like knives, gemstones, anything like that, some cool projects, like and subscribe. It really does help us out. And if you have any like fun projects you'd like to see us do that involves gemstones, basically, let us know. I'd be more than happy to at least try it. And you never know what kind of fun ideas people come up with or fun challenges. So, yeah, leave them down below. I'm really looking forward to hearing from y'all. Let's get back to this video. So now, once we're all done cutting these scales off, what we're going to do is we're going to take the knife inside the house as well as the lock bar, and we're going to put a pattern into it. That way we can add to the value of it, make it look nicer, kind of fit that stone better. So, fun little fact is German Saber Agate is not actually an agate. It's a artifact. It is copper runoff from when in Germany, 1500 years ago, they used to make their tools and their weapons and stuff like that. Well, they used to throw the slag out into the valley. We'll have some more fun facts about it later on in the video. So what we're doing here next is basically we're going to lock this down on the little anvil I got from Harbor Freight, and we're going to put in a pattern into the lock bar. I figured on a triangular pattern, kind of primitive looking. That way it kind of goes with the ancient feel, if that makes any sense. We have to draw out our pattern a little bit on the lock bar so we can keep up with it. And we'll start hand filing it as soon as that's done. But once we're done with this, we're going to have to take the whole knife out there and heat it up with the drill that has the sanding pads attached to it. That way we can actually sand the knife blade down and get a nice little finish on it. So we'll go ahead and do that, and I'll see you out there to drill. Also, there's another little fun fact about the German Saber Agate. It's got these dark and light blues in them, but that's actually what makes it valuable, because most of it, I want to say like maybe 2 to 5% of it actually has those blues in there. So that's what makes German Saber Agate so valuable. It's just its beautiful colors and things like that. And that's why making a knife with it is so unique, because you never know what these guys were intending to make with that, that copper and that slag. Could be in anything, but we're taking that and actually using it towards a knife, something that might have been appreciated back in that kind of day. So let's go ahead and get out there and start polishing up this blade. So what we're doing here is we're going to use that drill and that little sanding pad, and we're going to take all of those vertical striations off of that blade, so that way we can get a beautiful, nice polish on it when we're done. But what I usually start with is I'll start with like an 80 or 120 grit, and we'll move all the way up into the grit, still about sometimes 600, sometimes 800. That way we can get the best possible polish finish on this knife. This might be one of my favorite parts about doing bucks, is because you watch that rough kind of look to the blade turn into this beautiful polish. It's just awesome. I love doing it. It's actually quite peaceful as well. But once we're done with that, we can actually move to start putting this knife together, the internals back together. and getting the lock bar back in, and we can then get a general idea of how this knife will look put all together. So let's go ahead and get over to putting this thing all together. But we're going to put this back together. First thing we need to do is put the lock bar in. And I'm assuming, hold on, make sure I got this right. So it looks like it needs to set in there. Like right in there. There we go. So now your lock bar is locked in. We'll just have to put our actual bar in now. And this is what I do with it. I'm going to turn it like this. And then I'm going to tighten her up. And then slowly move it back until those holes align. Fortunately, we always have a rock. And I am a caveman, so rock work well. Rock work well. Rock work good. Very good. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to grind off that excess, and yeah, she'll be back together. It's pretty easy. Now that we're back in the house and we got our epoxy 330 pouring, we got our gemstones cut to size, ready to go. The next step we have to do is actually mix the epoxy, or as my wife likes me to call it, the happy little bonding agent. Sorry about my head getting in the way. At the time I didn't know my head was in the way. But yeah, we're going to mix that up with a toothpick, and then we're going to actually spread it across the buck. And then once we spread it across the buck, we can actually put the stones on, let those sit. And then once that's done, we can go outside and start cutting them to look good. Now, a lot of people tend to think that German Saber Agate has to feel similar to obsidian, which I would have to agree with. Once it's cut, it does very much feel like obsidian. But you'll notice as you cut that there's these little pockets, little holes. And I believe that is from air bubbles that gets trapped in the stone. And as you cut them, you know, they open up deeper in the stone. So we got her pretty much ready to go. And we can go ahead and start with the wheels. Also, German Saber Agate's a pretty soft stone. On the Mohs scales of hardness, it only comes in at like a 6.5 to 7. So it's pretty fun to cut. It's forgiving, but not too forgiving to where you cut past the stone, if that makes sense. You don't really find soft spots in it. It's pretty solid all the way around, or at least the times I've cut it. Now that we got the stone all cut up and shaped on to the knife, next thing to do is to buffer and polish the metal parts. And then after that, ladies and gentlemen, we're all done. You get to see the final product. So here it is. Here's the knife we're gonna send to Pen and Blades. So y'all tell me what you think about it below in the comments. All that little black stuff is just grease, and I'll get that off before I send it to them. But this thing looks awesome. I like it. I like the design. It looks like a primitive kind of, cross or primitive kind of design. I like it. I think it looks pretty cool. But y'all tell me what you think about it in the comments down below. I polished this up pretty good, so I don't think you can really complain about it, at least not being polished. And this thing is plenty sharp, so let's go ahead, get this thing packed up, send it off, and we will see you over at Pen Blades channel. Take care, God bless, and be safe.